Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us and welcome to another edition of Transformer Facts Friday. This is the second weekly roundup show that I like to do on this channel, which again gives me the perfect opportunity to do exactly that. Keep you guys updated with things that I found going on in the world of Transformers. I'll let you know what's happening with this YouTube channel and of course my Instagram, which is toys_rus. So got me listing, got quite a few things to go through with you. Some of these we've seen already, pretty much like what I'm going to start off with now. But as you're probably aware, that different countries get their figures released at different times. And this is Legacy Evolution, and these are images from Takara website direct, and that is because these are now available to order from there. So this is of course Sound Blaster, the core class redeco of Soundwave, which is brilliant. And of course we've got Buzzsaw there instead of Laserbeak. And again, it's a little bit odd because, you know, some countries around the world have actually got these and some of the Legacy Evolution figures on the shelves already. But this is, again, as I've just said, from Takara's website, and you can order them if you live in Japan direct now. There is, of course, Scrap Heap as well. And again, I've already said, you know, this figure's been out in a couple of different places, and I suppose it's the one that a lot of people are talking about, maybe because of that image as well. It looks like it's this year's take on the Fossilizers, and again, looking fantastic. Can't wait to see these. And UK shores, I think they're in the UK, it's all sometime next year. We're still just about getting wave 3 at the moment from Legacy, so wave 4 we're definitely gonna have to wait a little bit for. But there you go, these are now, again, just I suppose whet our appetites ready for them before we can get hold of them ourselves. Right, moving on, JT Prime again has found another listing, but this time we don't really know what it is. It's another crossover project, but it's called Transformers Generations Project Bear. He's got the EAN number, he's got the product number, but it's a collaborative and nobody has got any idea what it is. So exactly as it says there on TFW 2005, let me know as well in the comments what you think it's going to be. I mean, I can't even think of anything that Bear or another crossover that they'd be interested in doing. But there you go, you can see that's exactly what the listing says, and this is also on T-Formers as well. Right, moving on to something that's really interesting, but it's on the same hand, it's a little bit sad, because I don't know if anybody remembers the game that unfortunately never came to be, it got cancelled before it came out. It was going to be called Transformers Heavy Metal. Well, one of the artists who worked on the game, Alex Pellery, has basically put on his Twitter account a load of images. I've got a select few here of the characters that they were going to use in this game, but unfortunately, as I say, it was cancelled. And again, it's just such a shame that all this hard work has gone to waste. So I wanted to just share some of the images. You can see there, you've got the artist, there he is, at the bottom, and these are some of the concept images again of loads of the main characters. There's loads of these, to be fair. I must have about 15 shots, but I think on his actual, as I say, Twitter, it was, there's way more. There's so more. There's so many characters and just brilliant adaptations of them. It's interesting to see that some of them perhaps look like, you know, classic figures or IDW figures, whereas, as you'll see in a second, some of the figures, you know, definitely taking their influence from Prime or even from Combiner Wars. You'll see in a minute some of the characters you look at and you think, wow, that could definitely, and maybe Fall of Cybertron there with Grimlock. I just thought these were really interesting, and as I say, such a shame that they're never really going to be used. So I wanted to share them on here exactly for them reasons, to be honest. There is Shockwave, one of my favourite characters, Megatron as well, and then Starscream, you know, looks very Armada-ish, not Armada-ish, sorry, IDW-ish. And, you know, there you go, Scavenger looks very much like a Motormaster from Combiner Wars. And there, funny enough, is Mixmaster. And just the last couple that I wanted to show you, because it's Soundwaves cassettes. But yeah, there's loads more images of that on T-Formers and TFW 2005, or indeed alexpelair.com. So I will just zoom into his name at the bottom there. It's there if you want to see it, and if you want to go to his actual website to see more of the actual images he's put up. Again, what a shame. Right, moving on. Earlier we saw images again. I love the fact that they do this. Mark Maher, Sam Kinglock, all of them. The fact that they do this is brilliant. This is Sam's insights and I suppose a bit of behind the scenes knowledge and information on Studio Series 100 Bumblebee. I'm not going to read you all this out. This is taken from TFW 2005, and again, it's got his concept images of the 100th Studio Series figure that's about to be released. And again, it's got the whole world talking about these because, of course, they are the world's first official, I suppose, Transformers released by Hasbro regarding the new film. And again, they've gone about it the right way. they're doing exactly this, hyping it up ready. You can't even get them until February next year. But here are some great images of it, concept images, actual zoom in. And then, of course, we've got, that's the only thing that looks a little bit dodgy, all that on the underside. And I never noticed that, to be fair. But as soon as I saw these images, I noticed it. And then you have a look at the actual toy itself and you can just about see it there under the chassis. So it'll be interesting to see that in real life. And funnily enough, there is the actual car. So if you want more insights on the Studio Series figures, head to Sam King Locks Instagram and there's loads more information like that. Sightings, this one's just a really quick one. For those of you who are after the G.I. Joe crossover and the Bumblebee AWE Striker, these have been spotted in stores in Canada in Toys R Us. So there you go. They have been spotted on the shelves. So if you're after them, if you want your Marvel, if you want your G.I. Joe crossovers, they are there. That's just reminded me, actually, this isn't written down, but I'm going to tell if there's anybody in the UK who hasn't got the Expanse crossover, which is of course the X-Wing one, in the Entertainer at the moment it is £19.99, and that is, I think it's £70 off from when it first came out. That's just reminded me. I read it somewhere earlier. In the UK, if you still haven't got the Marvel crossovers Expanse, it's down to £19.99, which is incredibly low. Talking of orders, unfortunately, the US had the good news yesterday or earlier on, whichever time zone you're in, that you're obviously getting your Victory Saber shipped. However, the bad news is it looks like your Galaxy Shuttle, especially if you've purchased it from Walmart, has been delayed until next year. So you're going to get Victory Saber, but unfortunately Galaxy Shuttle's been delayed until the 6th of Jan by the look of this, so apologies with that. Moving on to something else I feature quite a lot. This is the Sunbow Marvel Archive. There's another G1 episode that they're going to put the storyboard on. This is the Attack of the Autobots, the full storyboard. So on T-Formers, you've got there a bit of a write-up about it. And then if you go to the Sunbow Marvel Archive, you've got, again, all the scripts. And indeed, as I've just said, the storyboards to these episodes. So it's just a great nostalgia trip, to be fair. Here's just a few screenshots of that particular episode, but if you want to see it in more detail, you need to be heading to the Sunbow Marvel Archive. One final thing to do with the news that I found is another statue. It's not a Prime 1 statue this time. It's amazing. It is via the Transformers Generation 1 Facebook group, is the XM Studios G1 Galvatron statue. So look at this. I've took these images from TFW 2005, and it is a very much G1 Galvatron. I like the fact you've got the alternate mode at the bottom as well. And there he is from behind. These statues are getting incredible, aren't they? The detail on them is just fantastic. Here's a bit of a write-up again. So it's exactly that. XM Studios have already impressed us with their stylised and original designs for Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Grimlock, Bumblebee, and Megatron. And basically, this has been spotted at Singapore Comic Con 2022. Galvatron's been sculpted in a shooting pose, holding the Matrix on his left arm and standing on top of a Unicron-inspired detail base. So obviously, I will keep you posted with any more updates on that. But it's XM Studios G1 Galvatron. There we go. Right, that conclude the news for now. Obviously, if anything else happens, I will let you know straight away. With regards to the channel, I'm still trying to do Star Saber some justice. So in between now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this guy up for later on today, funnily enough, with a few comparisons. And then I will get around to finishing the Star Saber and the rest of the whole set for this weekend and put it in a playlist as well. So appreciate you bearing with me with regards to that. I want loads of people ask for some detailed comparisons with the Masterpiece version, so that's what's taking so long. Anyway, that's what's coming up with the channel. I'll try and get the comic done as well for Saturday morning, and indeed Raiden, I'll still try and get that gift set done as well. So loads going on. I'll keep you guys posted in the comments on the community as well. And again, thank you everybody for all your support. I'm sorry I'm losing my voice already, but fingers crossed it'll be back for the weekend. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Take care.